This is for Captain. Shout out to Captain Fantasy. The stream is dedicated to you, bro. Fauci did lie. Did you guys see the World Economic Forum in Davos in Switzerland? Do you see the new globalist agenda? Paul Joseph Watson makes great videos detailing the news about this stuff because mainstream media definitely won't.
Remember that whole New World Order thing? Baseless conspiracy theory that doesn't exist unless globalists...
And speaking of the New World Order, did you see I did a new podcast with Laia Halpern? I talked a lot about the globalist agenda.
Talk about it in a positive context. Then it suddenly does exist. Well, that thing that doesn't exist was just announced at Davos yet again.
See, when people like me or people like him talk about the New World Order, or Alex Jones talk about the globalist agenda, they're turning the freaking frogs gay. They put atrazine in the water to make soy boys. When they talk about that, then you're a crazy conspiracy theorist. But if it's part of the Great Reset programming from the World Economic Forum, it's not a conspiracy. It's just literally how they want to take over the world.
And
here at WEF, I believe we're discussing, there's a lot of discussion about what the new world order will be.
There you go. There you go. But if anybody else says the NWO New World Order, you see how you get labeled crazy?
I hope this time round, once we're building this new world order.
so what's the New World Order going to look like in reality? Well,
They tell you. They tell you.
we don't have to guess, because at Davos, they keep telling us every single time they open their mouths. A 5-minute city.
So when I'm looking at this, it's a grid infrastructure.
Yeah, so basically the way it works is it's 170 kilometers long, 200 meters wide, 500.
You guys remember when we reacted to this back on BotTube? I think this is part of the reason I started getting banned, was exposing a lot of this stuff. You're like, you don't, especially when you have a lot of teenagers and kids and stuff like that, which I did on YouTube, you shouldn't be waking people up to this, but this is the new city planning that they have. A fucking prison wall.
100 meters high. The height is from the sea level.
Yeah, looks like a high-rise prison. All privately owned cars banned.
Virtually no traffic. You can go to different places very efficiently without
Easily controlled. If you're all in a prison wall, then they can monitor you 24/7.
using cars. There are no cars.
Not one single car?
It's going to be
You will own nothing and be happy about it.
different types of transportation.
Digital ID database tracking who's been vaccinated and who hasn't.
Fauci lied, people died, and now you're not going to be able to go inside the wall. You're not going to be able to go to specific places if you're not vaccinated. They're already doing this in China.
You need to know who's been vaccinated and who hasn't been.
Yeah. Do we? Chat, do you agree? Should they be able to tell who's vaccinated and who's not? Should they be able to track your medical records to prevent you from going into different rooms?
Some of the vaccines that will come on down the line will be multiple. There'll be multiple shots. So you've got to have, for reasons to do with the healthcare more generally, but certainly for a pandemic or for vaccines, you've got to have a proper digital infrastructure.
Implanted brain chips.
I do believe that within many of our lifetimes, we'll see healthy people using implanted brain technology.
That is the New World Order. It's not a crazy conspiracy theory. It's not something from 1984. It's not the Brave New World. They want to implant the Neuralink in your brain, control where you go, take away your cars. They don't want you to own anything, track your vaccines, and live in a fucking straight line.
Technology as well.
Ingestible chips that send wireless signals to authorities when someone has complied with taking a pharmaceutical product.
It is basically biological chip that it is in the tablet. And once you take the tablet and dissolves into your stomach, sends a signal that you took the tablet. So imagine the applications of that, compliance. The insurance companies to know that the medicines that patients should take, they do take them.
Absolutely deranged, and they call us the crazies. A new COVID scale pandemic.
The odds, in my view, are better than 50-50 that there will be a COVID scale problem within the next 15 years.
I told you there's going to be another one. I mean, I'm not a fucking genius for saying that, but of course, this was just a trial pandemic. There's going to be another one.
Can't wait for that one. The total elimination of free speech under the bullshit
hate speech and misinformation.
Excuse of combating hate and misinformation.
Because what qualifies as hate speech, as illegal hate speech.
Illegal hate speech. W hate speech, chat. Let's get some W hate speech right now.
which you will have soon also in the US. I think
Hate speech is free speech.
that we have a strong reason why we have this in the criminal law. We need the platforms to simply work with the language and to identify such cases.
The alphabet lobby subverting all culture.
Normalizing LGBTQ folks.
You see how the woke agenda is just part of the programming?
Including us in all stories. So that
Because they don't want you to have kids. It used to be some crazy conspiracy theory, but when the World Economic Forum is trying to legitimize and normalize even the next levels of LGBT, and we just saw in the Discord right here, you know what they're doing? They're fucking identifying. Look what they're identifying as.
No medication, no suicide thoughts. I want you to be the little sister, so I'll be 9. I said, well, I don't mind going to 6, so I've been 6 ever since.
This is part of the LGBT agenda. Like, these people are identifying as kids. This is a grown man identifying as a 6-year-old little girl.
That's the other piece that I think is really important. And we've worked really closely with Hollywood on this.
They worked closely with... They just told you... It's not a conspiracy. The World Economic Forum works with Hollywood to normalize gay... That's why every single show... Type of One, if you have seen this, every single Netflix show, all Euphoria, everything has a gay character now. Every movie, it's like, bro, does there really need to be that many gay people? I haven't met that many gay people, but there's the World Economic Forum telling you they're working closely with Hollywood. That's what The Matrix is. When you see James Bond's turning gay, Spider-Man's gay, they change the races of characters, She-Hulk is twerking. It's not just a coincidence. They're being told by the higher-ups, this is the agenda we're trying to push. Propaganda in real time. That's the Matrix. All of it is programming.
That's the other piece that I think is really important. And we've worked really closely with Hollywood on this.
And it's not, they are telling you.
More unhinged climate hysteria to reduce your living standards, which they spout after having arrived to lecture you about it on luxury private jets.
Of the land and creating the droughts and melting the ice and raising the sea level and causing these waves of climate refugees predicted to reach 1 billion in this century. Look at the xenophobia and political authoritarian trends that have come from just a few million refugees. What about 1 billion? We would lose our capacity for self-governance on this world. We have to act.
That's what the New World Order is. In their own words, totalitarian garbage. That's what this world government, which nobody frigging voted for, seeks to impose, and they hide it all in plain sight. They're trying to build a prison for you and me to live in.
We have to act.
Not a conspiracy, real life, man. Good video. Someone donated 5 and said that the hand sign from, thank you, Flying Raptor, the hand motion the tape was made called mudras. There's 5 of them with focus directly stimulate healing processes within the body. Free the guys. Free the guys. Yeah, I know about mudras. This one, it does. It makes you feel better. It does.